Good day to the two people that are here, which is a dose of Rose and Mac J. How are you both? Tonight's live is going to be centered around my maturity levels and how I've actually see it as that, you know what? Don't give a fuck who comes in here and tries to start shit anymore. Because after doing last night's live, which was meant to be dedicated to the alts that I know of a certain ex creator here on YouTube. It got a little bit derailed, but that's fine because I was getting a little bit aggro, and True Tam, who joined me on panel, helped me focus on something else. So I thank True Tam from the bottom of my heart for that. Now, what I would like to address more than anything with my channel is the fact that, as I was trying to say last night, I want people to be in here, have fun, feel safe, and feel protected. Now, in order to be able to protect people in my chats, I need, which might sound really full of myself here, but I need my mods to do the same in order to protect me. Now, there have been times when I've given people wrenches because they have been a target of slander, abuse, stalking, harassment of all sorts and all kinds of colours of the rainbow. I do not know at this point in time how to actually access who my subscribers are on my channel. I don't know if I actually need a desktop computer in order to access that, but I will be over the next few months trying to figure out who are my mods. I have all, hey there, 88th Slice of Cake. Not sure if it's my brother that's there or that's my mum. Not sure because they share an account, you see. So I'm not sure who it is. So 88 Slice of Cake, if you're Andy, hello. If you're my mum, hello. But like I said, I need every single one of you that are my mods. I need you to let yourself known to me so then I can actually evaluate who is going to be remaining a mod. Oh, okay. Hey, Woo. And that might sound like I'm being a total immature person there, but in order for me to protect every single one of my subscribers that is a legit subscriber, I need to be able to, how can I put it? I need to know that I'm protected too. So if that's out of line, so be it. But I want my channel going forward, I want it to be full of positivity. I want it to be full of laughs and joy and excitement and funny things we can talk about, and not feel as though that I'm going to be criticized or judged or anything like that. Now, and this is it to all my mods as well. If anyone, and I mean, if anyone comes in and says anything about super chats or my PayPal, please drop the PayPal link just straight away as soon as you see it. That would be easier than me having to risk becoming, as I've been called, Miss PayPal. Oh, and hi, Ash, in the background, if you're listening while you're with my brother. Hello. And hello to my mother if she's listening anywhere as well. Now, the thing is, though, is that I got quite angry last night, and I've got to remember that narcissists absolutely love when you get angry, because if you get angry, they can come across as they're the victim. I've tried that. I can't find whereabouts it is. But yeah, I'll keep looking into it. A dose of rose. Thank you, sweetheart. Like I said, I just want people to know that last night's lot, well, the wee hours of this morning, a dose of rose was here, and I was very, very fucking angry. And then I realized after talking to her and listening to what she was saying to me, I was thinking to myself, hang on a minute, she's right. That song, as I sent it, there's two versions of a song called Let It Go, but there's one called Fuck It All. And yes, I said the fuck word. Oh my God. Oh no. And it's talking about studying. But then there's this other one that basically saying, you're not going to let someone hurt you and we'll fuck it all, you know? Like, I don't care who comes into my chat. I don't care if people want to come in here. Okay. Okay, that would be awesome, a dose of rose. Thank you, sweetheart. I just want people to understand. We can also do a group call through Messenger, a dose of rose, if that's easier. Now, going forward, like I said, with my channel, I want it to be a happy place where people can come and feel safe. And I've got a guest next backstage. And it's Mac J, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, mice and rats.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing, stranger?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm actually feeling, after talking a little bit today to you and talking to a few other people, and I realised that, you know what? Fuck the haters. I don't
Yeah,
care who
exactly.
hates me on here, because if you hate me, I must be doing something good. So I don't care. And
That
I'm just going to
person's
go, hey?
the person owner of that alt is just a sad, sad, sad little man.
Well, you can mention his name now because I honestly don't care. If I
Okay,
get
well,
docs for mentioning his name, it is also, I can then put to YouTube, which is what I'm doing. I am protecting every single other person out there who's come across Dave and has actually basically been a target of being abused by him, whether it's verbally, mentally, or whatever. I am sick and tired of biting my tongue and expecting other people to do the same when they don't want to mention his name, because if he comes after them, then they could go to the authorities themselves as well, because I'm done protecting him.
there's nothing to
So,
like. What is he gonna do? Like bomb the channel, or I mean, what
oh,
can he
he's
do?
just going to get all the people that are loyal subscribers to him to come in here and start doing shit. Like, be my fucking guest. If you send them here, guess what? It does not matter if they say anything or not, and they're just lingering in the background, because it comes down to the fact it counts as a fucking view. So whether you think you're just sending people in to bully me and the people in my chat, if you're
Well,
saying to them, don't attack for a few minutes, that's counted as a view. So I don't give a
exactly.
fuck.
But I find that it now that he's lost his channel and
Mm.
he's blaming it on this creator um called Zawoki or something, or Zwoki or something. I can't even pronounce it
Yeah, he's blaming everybody else but himself for his own
himself.
stupidity.
Yeah, well, I know his group is still up, and he's got a Rumble which has like 300 subscribers, but like,
Oh, fuck. What a downfall to go from 10.5 or whatever thousand subscribers to go from that to less than I have on here. But how many of them did he buy?
well, that's true, because uh, a lot of them won't cross over from YouTube just to follow one creator. I mean, I know I don't do it, um, but
Uh,
yeah.
I do have to tell you something that I'm not sure if you can see chat, but a dose of rose has suggested that we do a non-live StreamYard, so it's behind the scenes, and she's going to talk us through how to activate and see where our subscriber list is and stuff like that, because I need to be able to go through that and actually figure out who my mods are, because I put up a post on my community post ages ago asking for my mods to let me know who they are. You wrote back, Rosaline did, and about two or three other people, and I know that I have more than that as mods. So she's going to help us figure out how to get onto our subscriber list, because I've gone through YouTube Studio with a fine fucking tooth comb and I can't find anywhere where it says it's got like subscriptions, but it doesn't have subscribers. And I asked Save Robbie last night, I said, do you know how to view who your subscribers are? And he goes, I don't think you can, but Rosaline is saying that you can. So, yeah. Rosaline, did you, hang on, I got a better idea. This is going to be really bad of me to do this, but I'll do it anyway. But like I said, no more playing. I can't even fucking do what I'm trying to do here. Hang on. Yes, I can. I'm just not putting up with people's shit anymore. Like I said, hey, kitty witty. Like I said last night, and this morning on that really early kick-ass live, I was saying from now on, I'd rather have 20 loyal subscribers than over 500 fake.
Well, that's
And
fair enough.
and I'm not putting up with people's crap. If people want to treat me like shit, they're going to see a side of Tammy that I always keep buried fucking deep. I don't hold grudges. I don't hate people, because hate's a very strong word, as I've been told over the years. So I dislike people. I will protect absolutely anybody. But it's getting to that point in my life where it's like, why am I such a pushover with fucktards? So, well, like what? You and I have been speaking for just about 8 months.
Yeah.
And you have been an amazing friend to me. Like, if I say to you, I'm thinking going live, you're like, oh, let me know and I'll be there and stuff. And then when I change my mind, you're not like, oh, for fuck's sake, Tammy, I cleared my schedule so I could be there for you live. And then last night when I didn't tell you I went live, you don't have a bitch fit at me. You just go, it's okay. Yeah, so, I put the StreamYard in link, so in the StreamYard link in chat if anyone else who's in here who is welcome on panel. So, but if I see you and I don't like the look of you, you won't be welcome on panel. Hence, Spies of Dave.
Yes, I recognise. He was in Mia's. Did I tell you that? I think I did.
Yeah, you did. You told me he was in there as I think you said he was in there as Grumpy Granny as well, and that's who came in here last night. On my first live.
What I find odd is I wasn't there for the first hour, because I just wasn't feeling the best. And then when I go in there, I see the chat and people talking. I had just had to ban someone, and I'm like, what? And then I scroll upwards on the chat. You know how when you just arrive, you can scroll upwards?
Yep.
And then I saw it, and I'm like, damn.
It's sad though.
It is sad.
Because, like I said this to True Tam last night.
Kitty's asking you had a live last night.
Oh, yes, I did. I had 2. I had one earlier where I was wishing people happy Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And then someone by the name of Grumpy Granny came in here and I hook, line and sinker, because I was so fucking tired. I fell for the fact that they said they wanted to send me a super chat. And I said, well, I don't have super chats on here activated, and I'm never going to activate it. But with whatever you're going to send through a super chat with, just feel free to PayPal it to me instead. And then I went on my tirade I don't individually thank people by name who donate to me. And because there were a few people that came in, there was another one, I can't remember the other one's name, but another one came in and I didn't recognize it. And I was just explaining how and why I don't have super chats and super stickers. Because, and then I found out during the live, one of my subscribers and one of my mods told me that is who they think they are. And then I'm like, oh, it's not, is it? And then I just basically lost my shit. And I was just like, fuck off, Dave. Like, he needs to leave me alone. I've done my end of the bargain. I've left him alone.
She's a YouTuber who hates AD if it's the same person.
Yeah, well, I don't think it is, because the person, if they're going into Mia's, they're coming into mine. They're going into every chat that they have ever been on. Okay, I think, and I might get in trouble for doxing, but I'm not doxing in a bad way. So please don't report my channel to whoever you have to by saying I was doxing them. But this Grumpy Granny has also gone into Unjustified, What's the Obsession, and a few others. So wherever Dave has been, this particular creator has stayed away. Dave loses his channel, and then suddenly this Grumpy Granny rears her head. Now, there's a guy on TikTok. Have you ever seen him? He's this elderly gentleman, and he tries all this weird food. And he uses the expression, in my mouth. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Okay, I'll
I
send
don't
you one
know.
of his clips. But anyway, he's a very fucking hell, man. He uses a filter, all right, and he also uses a voice changer as he's testing the food. So, and he's actually shown a video where he's himself, and then when he's this other dude who tries all this revolting food. All right, like he once ate an 1,000-year-old egg and he was fucking gagging, or he once ate this fruit and it smelled like what was it? It smelled like throw up, and he ate it and he's like, "Oh, this is fucking
Wait,
terrible."
who hates AD? I just want to know who Kitty Witty's talking about, because
Oh, Kitty Witty's okay. Allow me here, Kitty Witty, if it's all right. As we know, AD I think lost his channel or he removed his channel. I can't remember which.
lost
But
it,
there
I think.
was Grumpy Granny who was constantly reporting AD's lives. And and that was known as Grumpy Granny. So it's Grumpy Granny who absolutely hates AD. And I hope Chicken Lady doesn't get mad at me, but that's what Chicken Lady told me today. That basically that person was trying to sabotage AD. AD, I think, lost one of his channels, and now he's on Patreon. So I
Well,
just
I'm
think they're
not
saying
sure
it's
if
them.
it is Dave or not, but I found it very odd that I've come across that same person still stirring shit in the comments section.
Yeah,
Um,
and I personally, I've had
it's
no
possible
man,
he
I've had
copied the name,
yeah.
or they work for Dave, or are friends with Dave. I mean, it's. I don't even
Oh,
know.
she's an Aussie school teacher too. So you can okay when you have you can get filters where it can change your face and it can change your name, change your voice, change your face and change your voice. I should say, not change your name. And so it like Aussie. Sorry, like Mac just said, it could have been someone using the same name, but either way, the one that came in yesterday has been blocked from my channel. So I don't understand how you could have if it isn't the same person and it actually was the proper grumpy granny, how could you have a YouTube channel and not necessarily know what PayPal is or how PayPal operates? I personally didn't want to risk it, and I had about 3 or 4 people telling me that it was in fact Dave or a channel that's connected to Dave. So I rather just have that person blocked, and that person can stay away from my channel. And if anyone comes to me and go, "Hey, it's not actually Dave," then I'll find how to unblock people, but I'm not in a hurry to do so. So
Okay, so to get to your subscribers list, you first go to your YouTube dashboard on the Your Channel drop down. From there, you scroll down to recent subscribers and hit See All. Not sure if you can do any of that on a phone. No, you can't do it on mobile devices. I've tried on my
can you do it
iPhone.
on a tablet?
Well, you couldn't. I don't know if you can do it on a non-Apple tablet, but you can't
Yeah, I have a
do it.
Samsung tablet that I was given to use for a while. But I'll work it. I'm going to have to actually screenshot that because if I don't, I'll have to come back in and try and find it. But thank you, A Dose of Rose. You're a sweetheart. But like I said, can you find out if you could do it on a tablet? Because I don't have a computer. And I really, really would like to know who my subscribers are. So, but how are you feeling now? How was your Valentine's Day?
Oh, that was a thing, wasn't it? I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, I got like I said, having that person come in and I'm not going to name names, but a subscriber actually who I'm friends with off here on Facebook said to me he was looking to basically irk you and he succeeded. So from now on, again, attention mods, if you're in here and like you're my mod, you know that. But if from now on you see anyone coming in here saying, "Oh, I want to do this," or "I want to like donate to you, Tammy," drop the PayPal link, and then as long as because sometimes my chat it can only have about say 5 or 6 people in here, but chat here on StreamYard is actually sometimes a little bit delayed from what is or YouTube's delayed. Just drop the
Yes,
link,
that's
and
true.
that way I'll see that quicker than I will see what they are saying. So if I see anyone drop the PayPal link in my chat, which I don't always promote to do, but only drop it if someone comes in and goes, I want to donate to you, then just drop the PayPal link. Because, like I said, I'm likely to see the PayPal link dropped quicker than I will be. Because if I miss a message, unless someone says, read this, no worries, kitty witty, read the above message, I'm not likely to scroll up to read messages I've missed, unfortunately. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you, a dose of rose. I hope so, because like I said, I really want to know who all my subscribers are. That'd be cool.
I've
And then if there's
tried.
one,
I've only got 3, and I can't even see which 3 they are. Um,
well, I can guarantee you I'm one of them. I believe Aussie is one of them. And if you're like me, you subscribe to your own channel, so you're the third.
ew, that makes sense.
I'm just
Uh,
saying, I'm just guessing there. If I'm right, cool. If I'm wrong, sorry.
that's probably right. Um, I wonder. Oh, did you see Gypsy Rose's channel yesterday?
Oh, yes, you sent me the link privately. And then when I tried looking on there to actually see, and I'm thinking, how can someone who, in my opinion only, obviously, when I say this, I think she's, the stories that are
Mass
coming out about her, oh my fucking God. How
master
there was a thing,
manipulator.
she's holding a microphone. I think you're the one that actually posted it. I'm not 100%. But someone posted this little snippet of this thing where she's holding a Hulu microphone. So she's, you know, got, getting interviewed. And her husband, her AKA husband slash mother slash fatter version of Dave, take your pick. It's all wrapped up in a nice, neat little shitty brown bow. But what happens is he goes, oh, everyone is saying that Gypsy Rose is a master manipulator. Well, she's the one that was manipulated. How the fuck was she manipulated?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I'm watching that and I'm thinking, what? And I actually had to, I actually had to listen to it because about 5 to 10 times just to make sure I heard right. And I was thinking, okay, her boyfriend at the time supposedly had an alter ego who was a 400-year-old vampire.
Oh God,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And he likes to kill. Well, for starters, vampires just suck your blood, man. They don't fucking. And killing you is just an added bonus if they suck your blood. You know, you've got no blood, you can't
yeah.
fucking live. But she was saying stuff about how he was saying to her, oh, I'll protect you. And she's all like, what do you mean? Well, I'm this alter ego, 400-year-old vampire, and I'll kill to protect you.
Oh, she has this bunch of alter egos as well.
Oh,
Uh,
tell me about it. There's a
yeah,
book.
gross. One
Okay,
was Domino or Demona was probably the
Dynamo.
yeah the in whatever, but it was in the latest defense filing for an appeal, and she's like in this red dress. I don't know, red BDSM dress, and it's like, if you don't do it, I'll use the one card I have against you. And I'm like, ew, I bet she's not happy that came out.
I don't think anyone's happy with her. Sorry, you're probably going to hear my fan in the background. So I'm going into my lounge room because it's stuffy as fuck in my bedroom. I'm turning the fan down a bit, I
Hey,
think.
Jody.
Hey, who's that? Sorry, Jody. Hey,
Yeah.
Jody. How you doing, darling?
What do
But
you think of, I don't know if you saw, I don't know if you're in the Facebook groups about her, but, I think I sent it to you. Oh, who knows? But there's this funny meme, um, that I copied, uh, do you know the one
and
with
she's
the
holding a knife and
brownies?
goes, "Look at me! I got away with murder."
And yeah, that one. Yeah, yeah,
I've seen that one. That one actually made me laugh. I'm like, it's great. It's funny, but at the same time, there's a little problem though. You can tell it's photoshopped. Try and make it. Whoever created that, make it look more realistic. It'll be great. But okay, Mac J talks about the Gypsy Rose case on Aussie True Crime's channel, and if anyone of my mods is a member or a subscriber of hers, providing you are a mod on my channel, can someone please post the link to Aussie True Crime's channel as I'm saying this? They're talking about it, the Gypsy Rose case. Now, where I'm different, I will talk about the other side of Gypsy Rose story, which is I think she should be in jail. I think she
Oh,
belongs
of
in
course.
jail. And the person, Nick, who is in jail for the rest of his life, needs proper care. You know, he suffers from autism. He openly admitted that he stabbed Dee Dee, 4 times. But how do you explain the other 13 stab wounds?
Oh, exactly. Oh, can I say the meme?
I,
Can I say
I
it?
beg your
Because I've
pardon?
just looked it up. Did you see the one that says the meme that says "Mirror, mirror on the wall, I want to taste my mother most of all," and brown, and then a picture of Gypsy licking the knife, and then underneath it, and brownies too.
Oh, they're like the fact that she's now got a YouTube channel, like, and apparently because I posted on a page, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was one of Natasha's channels. And I was saying about, well, instead of going and doing all this publicity and people supporting her, stop paying her the money for the interviews. Put that money into a defense for Nick.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, well, Gypsy
Mind
Rose
you, I
can't
don't.
anything.
My stance with Nick is that I don't think. I don't know if he should be free so much as like he'd need to go to like a rehabilitation thing, because some of the stuff he said, like, I 13-year-old virgin daughter and uh that sort of sick sort of stuff. I think he still needs like serious mental help.
I think he
Did you?
does need help. And putting him in jail with actual criminals who, at the time of committing their crimes, knew what they were doing, it's going to fuck with his head even more than it already is probably fucked with. You know what I mean? Like, he thought Gypsy actually loved him.
He still she's oh, Kitty Whitty makes a good point.
Yeah, I just read what she just wrote. Yeah, I do believe there's
Yeah.
something much more going on with him than autism, definitely. And
Well,
how is it that when Gypsy Rose was saying about how her father SA'd her, her grandfather SA'd her? See, there's some words that I'll say, but there's some words, phrases I won't use because I don't want to trigger anybody in chat because I didn't put trigger warnings in the title or in the description. So I apologise to people for that. But yeah, she claims that, and her grandfather is adamant that he never touched her. And then he goes about how, oh, if this happened, he goes, this never happened. And there's her uncle, which is her mum's brother, saying it never happened.
but you see, that's the one thing I'm actually inclined to believe Gypsy on. That's the one and only thing.
See,
Because
I'm not going to say I believe her. I'm not going to say I doubt her, because at the same time, if you look at how when she made those accusations at the time, yes, I would have believed it 100%. But you look at how she's come out with it now, it's like, okay, you're coming out with it now, which is for whatever reason. Is that because you don't want the responsibilities of having to share your newfound wealth with the rest of your family? Is that
yeah,
because,
that's
because you think about it, she's lied about so much. She's lying now saying she wasn't involved. She was in the bathroom shaving her legs or shaving something when
well,
Nick killed her mother. What?
she's not able to locate Aussie True Crimes channel. Hang on, give me a sec. I'll grab it, Rosalie. I'll be back, Tammy. I'll just grab the link.
No worry. But like I was saying, like if she came out with it when with all this other beforehand, then maybe. But because she's now coming out with the fact that she had nothing to do with what happened to her mother and all that sort of stuff, I'm not inclined to believe her as much. But that's only my personal opinion. I feel bad if it turns out it did happen and her grandfather did SA her. I feel 100% guilty as hell for not believing that, but it's just so hard to believe anything that comes out of that squeaky mouth. Hey Paisley, how you doing, sweetheart? But yeah, so I'm on the fence about it because it's like she's lied about so much. Don't worry, Mac J will be back. She's just getting Aussie True Crimes on channel details to post it in chat. But like I said, I just think that it's, for me personally, it's very hard to know. Okay, then a dose of rose. Sweet dreams, honey. Sleep well. You there?
Yeah, I know what happened when I went
Oh, okay,
across
because you dropped
to
off and I was thinking, I don't know what happened.
when I went across to another window to grab the link to Aussie's channel.
Oh, that's cool.
It just went
It's just that
silent, so I had to
from now
refresh.
here on out, if I'm going to be talking about what other people discuss on their channels and providing it's possible, I want to be able to drop the people's links into my chat. So then that way, obviously I mentioned, unjustified and what's the obsession and stuff, but I was only referring to them where someone went into that chat and started shit. Whereas if I'm going to be talking about someone's channel and talking about the content they're talking about, then I'm going to need the link to be dropped. Hey, Chick Tracy, how you doing, sweetheart?
Makes sense.
It's frustrating
Yeah,
because
well,
Gypsy Rose doesn't deserve to be free. Well, shit, sorry.
well, hey
I don't think she
Paisley.
does.
Well, she doesn't. I think she should get the same punishment. If they wanted to put someone in prison for life, they should have put both of them, or at
Mm-hmm.
the it or at the very least a maximum sentence of maybe 50 years. I don't
Exactly.
know, but there's a thing with Missouri where they don't have, you can't be charged as oh gosh, you need Aussie here. She knows.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah, she couldn't be charged again on double jeopardy, but she wasn't. You can't be charged as accessory to murder or.
Well, an
Um,
accessory after the fact, so to speak.
yeah, there's something that she couldn't be charged with in Missouri because Missouri doesn't have that law or whatever. But yeah, if
Well, I
I,
personally like the Gypsy Rose deserves to be in jail still for even, like, you think about it this way, okay? Look at how Nicole Kessinger, sorry to bring up the Watts case, but Nicole Kessinger, she got away with whatever, however involved or non-involved she was, she knew a fucking lot. Gypsy
oh
Rose
yeah,
claimed that she was in the bathroom, like I said, shaving her bits, whether it was her legs or her bits, I don't give a
oh,
fine hoot.
oh.
What?
Alrighty, okay. I think you were there last time me and Ozzy did talk on Gypsy, which I believe we are talking again tomorrow. Um, but do you remember me mentioning, Ozzy and I mentioning in the live the wounds?
The
Um,
what, sorry?
the type of wounds Dee Dee Blanchard had.
Yeah, she had very, like, shallow wounds, and then she had several more that were quite considerably deeper.
Yeah. Now here's something creepy, right? There's a photo where her neck is. It's not like a stab wound, like where you stab a steak and you get like a little incision, right? They Whoever
Mm.
did it's actually slashed and like sort of
Yeah.
cut the neck like sort of like a cutting a ham, sort of sawing it, kind of almost. And then you'd
Okay.
think, well, Nick's only admitted to stabbing her 4 times. He never admitted to slashing or cutting or anything like that. But what Gypsy did, she posted on that her Facebook or whatever. I slashed that fat pig. Like I
Yes.
effing yeah, pretending to be a thing. So how come Gypsy was trying to be pretend to be Nick, but Nick never mentioned slashing or anything like that. And Nick
Yeah,
also says
exactly.
in his interview that Dee Dee wasn't covered up, so it was quite easy. So, but then and it was Ozzy who pointed this out to me. But then in the crime scene photos, you actually see that she's had a blanket being pulled over and tucked into her, which suggests familiarity. So it's just like, I don't think you were in the bathroom, Gypsy.
No, Kitty's just said, hang on, you can see the crime photos. I have, Ozzy was going to send them to me, but because I couldn't participate in the lives that she's doing with Mac, I didn't. And plus, I don't think I would want to see them either. But like you said, if you tuck somebody in, there's a sense of familiarity, and the fact is that she posted the knife and a few other things back, but she posted them to Nick's address, so then Nick would be held accountable for those things being at his house.
Oh yeah, I think I did send the picture to Jody. I'm not sure. I know I sent it to someone. But
You didn't
yeah, no,
send it
you
to
can
me.
get the crime scene photos. What you have to do is if you have Facebook, because Ozzy and I have them on a private Facebook group where we shove all our research notes and everything. But you can also go to um, Nick Gypsy. There's a Facebook group for it, but it's in one of the Nick supporters Facebook groups, and you can just search crime photos and you'll find them. But yeah, there's about maybe 10, between 10 and yeah, I'll say 10, between 10 and 15. I've seen so many crime scene photos and stuff on Gypsy, and before that Savannah, that I lose I lose track of the numbers of how many there are.
You know what I find very interesting about this whole Gypsy Rose case? It's similar to what Chick Tracy just said. It's amazing how she's like, she grew up being told all these things. I'm still confused how, considering she wasn't allowed to have an education, basically. She was taken out of school, but all these big words that she's using these days, it's like, really? I'm 41 and I don't even use half those fucking words. You know what I mean? Like, and she's saying how she wants to have children, and I'm just like, no, don't let her have fucking kids. My God. And if you watch one of the earlier interviews she did with her husband, I can't remember what her husband's name is, so I'll just call him DB.
Uh, uh,
You know, oh sorry,
yeah, I
No, we'll call him DD. David and
did.
DD.
Yeah,
No, the
I'm
thing is
starting
that
to wonder. Right, think about it. Like maybe when Gypsy, okay, you could call it medical abuse when Gypsy was a kid, but at some point around mid-teens, there was no way she didn't know what was going on, and there was no way she didn't know that she was benefiting significantly from the fraud, like all the trips to Disneyland and all the free
exactly.
stuff and getting to meet famous people and you know all.
Yeah, I find that like, and how she was saying, she said to somebody that she could walk. And then she says about how she escaped once, but then her
Uh,
mum caught her or came and took her home and then apparently chained
uh,
her to the
Hang on a
bed.
second. Uh, just Ryan's the boyfriend, Kitty. Ryan's her current boyfriend that looks like her mother. Okay, keep going.
She's saying that she was chained to the bed so she wouldn't escape again. Now, if that was the case, has that, and I'm pretty sure that Dee Dee would have kept those chains there just as a precaution so she wouldn't escape again. And if she did, she had the chains ready to go. Were there any chains ever found anywhere near Gypsy's room? In her
I,
room?
that's a good question. I would have to ask Ozzy because I have not looked at the gypsy side of things for a while. I've been looking at Nick's um, interview. I thought they were married. Huh? Who was married? Who,
Ryan, that's his name. Thank you, Kitty. Kitty, her husband's name is Ryan
oh
Gibson.
right, I forget because in the special he's a boyfriend, and then in the at the end of the special he's a fiance, and of course now they're married. I'm just like I just call him the boyfriend.
I call him the sucker.
But doesn't he look like Dee Dee?
He does.
Ew. Ew.
Like, personally, when I first saw him, I'm just like, is that her, like, bodyguard? Because, like, and the fact that the press is so wanting to talk to her and they pay her for what she's talking about, like, obviously everybody deserves it. I mean, every person on this planet deserves to have their voice heard one way or another. But with Gypsy, I'm sorry, but don't treat her like she's a fucking celebrity. Because she ain't a fucking celebrity. I am sorry, but she's not.
Well, she
She is,
isn't.
she's a murderer. Or, you know what I mean? And I'm
Exactly.
sorry, but everyone talks, and I'm sorry to bring him up again. I know I said I wouldn't, but I have to compare it. Look at Chris Watts. People are writing to him saying how in love with him they are and all this sort of stuff, you know, and that's great. But here's the funny thing, though. Chris is facing the rest of his life until his heart stops beating. Chris is going to be in jail unless some twist of fate happens and it comes out that Chris actually wasn't responsible for what happened to his kids or Shanann. Chris is going to spend the rest of his life in jail. That case is like firmly like closed and behind a fucking platinum vault that nothing can destroy it. But yet we're treating Chris as like, we're not treating him like a celebrity. We're not treating fucking all these people that go around killing people and then they get out and people are treating him like, oh, you're amazing. Oh, I admire you. I don't admire a single thing about Gypsy Rose. I don't. She knew from before her mother died that she could walk. She could have easily got away if she wanted to. Like how her mum supposedly said to her dad, oh, don't let her know she's how old. Oh, I didn't even know how old I was because of the amount of candles she put on my birthday cake. Are you serious?
Okay,
Like,
Here's something I've just thought of. What if Dee Dee wasn't lying and there was something seriously wrong with um, Gypsy?
exactly. Oh,
Like
because
maybe
she,
not medical in the mental way, but Dee Dee just couldn't figure out what it was. So she
exactly.
thought it
And
was
she
one
didn't
of
have
those
the
other
funds to
things.
be able to, because over in America, you know, you have to pay even if you go see your general doctor, you know what I mean? Like over here in
Mm-hmm.
Australia, you don't. And she probably, like, look at, okay, Dee Dee doctor shopped, as they say. Shanann did the same thing when she was told she had lupus. She would shop around to get a second or a third or even up to a fourth opinion on her diagnosis of lupus. Nobody looks at that. I'm not saying Shanann's a bad person. I'm not speaking ill of the dead here. I'm just simply saying when it's come out that Shanann went around to several different doctors to get a proper diagnosis, nobody brings that up as that it was a bad thing. Dee Dee was probably trying to figure out exactly what was wrong with her daughter and couldn't get a straight out answer. And the thing is that she turns around and goes, oh, the medical files were all destroyed in a hurricane or a tornado or something like that. For starters, if I go to my doctor and say, hey, I want a copy of all my medical records since you've been my doctor actually has the right to say no.
Yep.
He has the right to actually abstain from giving me my medical records or anything. And I can't actually get my medical history unless I pay a certain amount of money for it. So it makes me wonder, how did Dee Dee have possession of her daughter's medical history, but yet, you know, I just don't understand how that could happen.
Wait, what Chick Tracy? What do you mean by a motive? What money? What? And everybody brings that up about Shanann. Yeah, I know. Um, yeah, but we're trying to relate that to Gypsy Rose. So I see. I don't think Tammy meant to go off at Shanann. We're just trying to relate how different it is between Gypsy
Yeah, that's
and
all
the
I
rest.
meant by it. Because if I got told that there was something seriously wrong with me, I can guarantee you I would want a second and third opinion on it. I wouldn't want to just go to one doctor and says, oh, hey, Tammy, you have got onset early stages of dementia. I wouldn't want to just take their word for it. I would want to actually get other doctors' opinions on it to make sure that it wasn't accidentally misdiagnosed. All I'm saying is that when Shanann was told by her doctor she had lupus, she couldn't and didn't want to believe that. But, you know, she couldn't understand how she could have got it and all the rest of it. And then she went around to about 2 or 3 other doctors to get another diagnosis to make sure that it all matched up. That's all I meant by
Well,
it.
exactly, and I think maybe that's what Dee Dee was trying to do because,
Exactly.
honestly, with the way just Gypsy acts, this even as a kid, to me, I watched some of the videos of her and kid as a Dee Dee, and I'm just like, she's not. There's just something not right there. Like,
It makes no sense to me. This whole case is another
yeah,
fucked up case of America.
and
I feel
the
sorry
thing
for.
is, even though she's claiming she didn't go to school, she did spend a lot of time reading and that at her uncle's or whatever, being taught that
Mm,
sort of stuff. So she's still very intelligent, but just didn't go to school. So of course, if she didn't go to school, where did she learn things like teamwork, empathy, um,
exactly.
all that sort of stuff that you need to be a balanced person?
I just
Here's an
think
answer:
personally,
she
like,
didn't.
sorry, go on.
Oh no, no, that was the end of my comment.
I didn't mean any disrespect to Shanann. I didn't mean any disrespect to, even if I'm not a fan of her, I didn't mean any disrespect to Gypsy or her mum. But Gypsy's mum, Dee Dee, she was really quite sick near the end. You know, her diabetes, she'd put on, apparently from what I've looked at, they were saying she put on a lot of weight. She could hardly leave the house and all of this sort of stuff. So, maybe Gypsy thought it as a mercy killing. I don't know. I honestly
Yeah,
don't. But I think it's just seriously messed up how people out there who can take the life of someone or assist in it or give someone like a hitman money to do away with somebody, and then they go to jail, they're out before the sun comes up, so to speak, not literally. She was facing 10 years. She got out, as in Gypsy, she was facing 10, she got out in 6. Meanwhile, Nick is sitting in
I thought it
jail.
was 8.
I thought it was 6, but I don't know. I'll have to look it up later to make sure, and I'll come back afterwards to do another live and tell where I'm wrong. But like I said, I would love to interview Gypsy Rose. I think she'll be a very interesting person to interview. But that voice she has, I've got nothing against people's voices, but she annoys me. Her voice is frustrating. I play Bingo Blitz, and there's a room I'm currently
Oh,
stuck in,
I
and the
think.
person who's calling out the numbers sounds like her.
Yeah, I know, right? There's
Oh,
that.
thank you, Jodie.
Um, what is it? Uh, that thing with Gypsy. Oh, the boyfriend. Not boyfriend. Oh, whatever. Ryan. I'm just gonna call him Ryan. He got kicked out of one of the schools because he got mad. Um, at one, according to someone. Of course, I can't verify it, but it wouldn't surprise me. But considering who he chose to marry, he
Hmm.
told this special needs kid that um, to shut up because because he could f their mother if he wanted to.
See, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Like, there are so many. Like, I personally think that if you assist in a crime such as murdering someone, you're just as bad as the person who's actually done the actual killing. That's my opinion, and it might sound ridiculous, and I'm sorry if no one agrees with me on that. But again, everyone's entitled to an opinion on my channel, so that's my opinion. I think that she set Nick up for this, and she had no intention of standing by Nick, because you think about it this way: if I was, not that I ever will, but if I was to commit a crime, I wouldn't then post the knife back to the person's house and then come across with, I don't know what happened. I had nothing to do with this. You put the idea in Nick's head. How would Nick come up with the idea that your mum was mistreating you? Because at the end of the day, the rest of the world knew or thought that your mum was actually being a good mum and looking after you and taking care of you, and all your needs that you needed were met. Nick was probably one of them until you started telling him, "Oh, my mum's." Nick never would have killed your mum if you didn't go to him and say, "There's nothing wrong with me." you know, and all this sort of stuff. And I just think it's really, really fucking sad,
Oh, it is.
you know, because let's say Chris Watts did have help that morning of August 13th, 2018. Let's say he had help. Those people who helped him either unalive his family or helped move the family, they need to be held responsible for being an
See,
assistant in the fucking killings. You know, you can't just fucking
I don't
sit
think there
back and
were
go, Chris did all of
assistants.
it.
I think there were accessories after the fact. I've
Thank
come
that's
to,
the term I was trying to think of. Yes, accessory after the
yes,
fact. Yeah.
accessories after the fact. I've actually changed my mind entirely on NK. I believe she is not innocent. Don't get me wrong, because I think she was just the fact of um cleaning up after the fact. And let's think about it. She went and had an interview with the FBI,
Yeah,
and the FBI is not just going to let her off on based just on her what she said. They would have to have evidence to corroborate what she's saying before they would offer her a deal.
that's very
So
true.
I think that it was a case of, um, hey, she helped clean up the bodies. What, that's a 10, 14 year sentence. 14 years. That's still 14 years in jail. She didn't want, so she did the smart thing and cut a deal. Um,
Exactly.
so I don't think she actually did anything as in killing. I think Chris just rang her up and said, "Look, hey baby, it's done. I've killed my entire family. Blah blah blah."
Mm.
And and then he coerced her or whatever. But I'm kind of tired of people just. I used to fall for the whole NK narrative, and at this point, it's just being milked to ridiculous levels. Like, it's possible she's guilty, and it still doesn't. Even if she's guilty, that doesn't necessarily mean she's guilty of unaliving someone. You know what I'm trying to say, Tammy?
Yeah, I definitely know what you're trying to say. It's all good, though.
Yeah. But Gypsy, on the other hand, I have no effing idea how the frig they justified that at all. Like, come on, Nick had a disability on record, and
Yeah.
this chick didn't, like, at all. No mental problems. Maybe, uh, what do they call it? Personality problems, but she wasn't low intelligence like Nick. And they thought, oh, um, let's let let's let's give Gypsy the lighter sentence.
Yeah, and here's the thing that confuses me as well is the fact that apparently there was money stored in a safe that was at the gypsy's home, and when she was arrested, that she had $5,000 on her. Now, for me, I'm 41 years old, and I find it hard to budget at the best of times. And I agree with you, Paisley. I don't think there was anything wrong with Shanann either. No
I
disrespect.
think I have my okay. I'm just going to say this about Shanann. I believe that she was a flawed human being, and sometimes she didn't treat the kids the best and made mistakes. But hey, that doesn't mean she
She didn't
did
deserve to die
anything.
for what she did.
Well, yeah, it doesn't mean she did, like, what's the word? It doesn't make her um an abuser, because people make mistakes. And even the, I don't know what it's like in America, but here there has to be continued consistent reported incidents before and they have to be really bad before CPS or whatever Australian's equivalent will get off their ass and do something about it. So I just think she was a person who made mistakes, and she was
And another
human.
thing, yeah, and another thing that really confuses me though is that she claims that when she started using Thrive, she was off all her lupus medication, and again talking about Shanann here, and all of that sort of stuff. So you think about it this way, okay? If you can turn around and say, "Oh, I have lupus, but since touching and using this product that Thrive offers, I'm off all my medication and stuff like that. You know, like for me personally, I find that a little bit strange how the
Oh
doctors like when Chris. Sorry, go on.
no, that's just her trying to sell product. That's what.
Exactly right. Because you think about it, if you have lupus, and then you can go
That doesn't
spend.
mean she was lying. She could like um. I think Dave was good at this. I'm sorry to interrupt, Tammy. You go. You go.
Hang on, what's this? I had you blocked, Chick Tracy, because I don't like bread. What the fuck, Jody?
Bread.
I don't. Did you actually block her? What the fuck? Hang on.
Or illnesses
Hang
she
on.
apparently
I'm sorry. I'm
doesn't.
getting sidetracked here. I think she's just pulling my leg again.
I'm more suspicious of NA too, Kitty Witty. NA's always bugged me from the like
Mm,
when I was a Netflix person. I'm like, and she turned up the house. I'm like, that's not how a friend. Well, any of my friends would act. They'd be screaming and calling out and bashing down the door. Um, you know,
exactly.
she just and the phone magically appears. Ugh. Do you see Chick Tracy's latest comment?
Yes, I just did. Yes.
Gave me a laugh.
I'm glad that chat can be comical. Thank you. Fucking hell.
Um, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just basically Shannon was sick. She was taking her meds, but to sell Thrive, she made up a story that she wasn't on her meds. If that makes sense.
Yes. But now here's the thing as well, though, that I'm curious about. Chris was supposedly on this new patch to do with Thrive. Did the police or the forensic people ever test of any of the any of the substances that were put into those patches? Were they ever tested?
I have no idea because they didn't have
Because
the. I
you
think
hear about, well,
was it. I was going to ask anyone in America in chat who might know. Does anyone know if Thrive was approved by the pharmaceuticals board or whatever American equivalent there is? You know what I'm
it's all,
talking about, Tammy? How
yeah,
here
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think
Does
it
that
was, but well, Jody, it's all good, sweetheart. I know you and Tracy have your little gags in chat. It's all good, sweetheart. Relax. I'm not going to yell at you. It's all good.
did Ronnie really say that? I didn't know that, Kitty. But if Ronnie said that on a certain channel, then I wouldn't know because not. I know the channel's gone now, but I stopped. For the most part, I stopped watching that channel ages
Mm.
ago. But I'm glad that.
Well, I remember when I was actually talking to through Messenger, I was talking to Nicole Atkinson actually about Thrive. And then when she told me the price that it cost per month, I'm like, no. You know,
No.
I'd rather continue being a fat bitch than fucking spend $600 or so a month
Oh, that's
on these
crazy.
patches. Like,
That's like, wow, that's insane. That's like anyone who's on a pension gets what, 800 a fortnight. That's like a
800,
fortnight's.
yeah. And then you get rent assistance. But you got to remember though, like where I live through community housing. So if I get even the slightest increase in my payment with Centrelink, my rent goes up by that amount. So if I get say $20 increase, my rent will go up by say $19.50.
Ah, okay.
And so when people go, oh, but you get all these incentives. No, I don't.
You really
Like
don't.
like my rent is, oh, she'll be back tomorrow. I think she actually pressed the wrong button. When my rent goes, like I said, my payment from the government goes up, my government housing goes up. So, yeah, people say that, like, and oh, here she spoke again.
Oh,
You keep booting yourself. You
I
do
know
my
that
trick.
that was me. Yeah, I booted myself by accident.
But like as I was saying, like I personally, like I was one time on, like I said, like I have to take, well not take, but I have to administer eye drops 3 to 4 times a day. And it's actually quite funny though, because with that, like, that's been approved by my eye doctor. But if I was to go into the chemist and just say, hey, I want weight loss stuff, that I used to be on Duromine. It's supposed to give you like abundance of energy and all this kind of crap.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
it didn't for me.
It didn't do
You know,
shit. Yeah.
it just fucking like, I set my alarm for the first month I was on. I'd set my alarm for 6 a.m. because I wanted to start being more productive and all that kind of shit. And I'd take it at that time of the morning, and then I'd fall back to sleep. It was a really good sleeping thing, but and it actually, and I'm apparently one of the rare ones that it would actually increase my appetite, not subdued it.
Oh,
So
yeah, I know what you mean. But people
y-
like, I hear
you
people who
know,
are on like 200K or something like a year
and considering those,
complaining
yeah,
about the
when they,
cost of living, and I'm like, oh, shut up.
hey,
Uh, I'm, I'm here like when you see people who are like over 100 grand or a year or 200 grand a year on start complaining about cost of living in the
yeah, the
newspapers or
cost of living
whatever, I'm
is
like, shut
ridiculous
up.
for everybody these days. Like
Yeah, but for
there's this,
me, there's like I just oh, did you hear that it was on the Australian news website or news.com.au how this guy was complaining about his grocery bill, and then
yeah.
he got on Facebook, and then he got slammed in the comments section because they're pointing out, oh hey, you don't need this. You could, why didn't you get a cheaper brand of this? You
Well,
know?
because okay, now I see it as that, like, if I when I make my chili con carne, I buy the home brand fucking, or the generic brand, I should say, of the kidney beans and the diced tomatoes, and then I buy like the cheaper cut of the mince, and I go to Aldi to buy the sachet of the chili con carne stuff.
Oh yeah.
Whereas if I go, and I can save money that way because they're like $1, $2 almost just for one sachet. And because I sometimes, very rarely can I do this these days, I'll buy 2 sachets, depending on how much, like if I buy a kilo of the mince, then I buy 3 of the sachets. But sometimes what I'll do when I had a rice cooker, I don't have one anymore. What I would do is I'd actually put like the water and the rice, and then what I'll do is I'd actually put a half of the sachet of the chili con carne mix in with the water, give it a stir, turn it on, and away I go. So I could try and have Mexican rice. It doesn't work out very well, so I don't recommend it to anybody. My point being though is the fact that the cost of living is affecting everybody, and I'm saying everybody,
Oh
even
yeah.
people that have top paying jobs. They're like, I used to be able to pick up a packet of smoked salmon, some cream cheese, and my favorite pumpkin paninis you can get from Coles, and I absolutely love those. And I used to be able to pick up the 3 of those ingredients for under $20. Now I'm paying close to 35, $40 for it. And it's sad though when people go, oh, you could have got the cheaper brand of this.
Well,
Sometimes things that are in a cheaper brand actually taste like shit.
well, well.
And
For
I've noticed
me,
that with a lot of stuff.
I'm for me, I'm stuck, and people with certain food disorders or allergies are
Hmm,
stuck buying stuff which is more expensive because they can't eat the cheaper stuff. Like for me,
exactly.
that's obviously sugar and plain flour. Like I have a plain flour, what the home brand, maybe $2-3. Um,
Exactly.
well, yeah, exactly. But for me, I have to buy the almond flour, and that's like $8-10 because I
Exactly. That's
can't
what people.
eat.
Did you
So
hear? Okay, I think this was in Queensland. There was a man who was going through self service, and he was scanning all his stuff, and then someone went up to him and said, "Oh, and what's under your shirt?" Because he had I think it was fuck, what was it? I think it was a cyst or something that had actually grown out, a hernia. Sorry, I think it was, and because part of it was bulging out, they assumed that he had shoplifted a rock melon. Now, as far as or cantaloupe, if you're in America, um, because of that, he went to social media about it. Now, anytime I go into my local Coles, I'm actually pretty much followed from the moment I get in there to the moment I leave. And it gets to the point where it's really fucking annoying. And now
yeah.
they brought in these gates that if you have something in your trolley that you haven't paid for, and for those who are a regular listener know that I have eye issues. So there'll be times where I think I've got everything that I need on the conveyor belt and I'll forget. If I forget something, I say quietly to the person behind the counter because I can't pack my own bags because of my hands, it's hard to lift shit.
Yeah.
So what would happen is I go through there, I go, hey, if you see anything in my trolley that you think is from here, let me know quietly so that you can just tell me whereabouts it is, because sometimes I forget. Because when you go through shopping, they say make a shopping list. I don't stick to a shopping list. I either
I
forget
can
it at
stick
home
to
or I just
it,
don't.
but I find that I'll think I could try and stick to a shopping list. But I don't know if you have this problem where you are, Tammy, but at the moment, because I'm like you, I can only shop at places like Aldi and the cheap stores, right? So
Yeah,
I went to Aldi the other day, and I forget what it was, but I want no, the brand I'd normally get, like, gone. So then I have to
yeah,
substitute it with something else, which is more expensive that I wouldn't normally buy.
exactly.
So
I,
that's because I'm rural. So the cities get all the good shit, and we might, if the cities don't want it, then we'll get it.
I like. Okay, I'm going back about 20 years ago. So this is a long, long, long time, like 2 decades ago, or a bit less. You used to be able to go into somewhere like Coles or Foodland or Woolworths, and you used to be able to pick up nearly at least half a trolley full of groceries, and it would cost you about, hypothetically, let's say $150 for almost a full trolley of everything you needed.
I remember that,
Yeah,
but
that was good. That was awesome. I used to be able to do when I first moved into where I am now, which is going back quite a number of years ago now. Nearly, I'll
whoa,
say nearly,
are you
say
serious?
18 years ago, I think I moved in here. And what would happen is that I used to be able to go down the road in a taxi
Hey Tammy,
because I hate, hey,
check Kitty Witty's comment at the bottom.
plus, hang on, I've got to highlight it because I can't read it properly. Plus, kind, sorry, I
10
can't
corn.
quite.
Okay, I'll read it
Oh,
and you
tin
answer it.
corn just doubled in price to only have the. Yes, I agree to that. If I'm going to buy corn, I now buy the frozen lot, but even then it
Oh, I
doesn't
can't
taste
eat
quite
corn.
right.
I can't eat
Hey,
corn, but I've seen the same thing with other vegetables in tins I can eat.
yeah,
Corn, high in sugar, believe it or not. Just not the sugar you're thinking of.
yeah. No,
High
what happened?
glycemic.
Now the thing is, though, like I said, when I first moved into here, and like I said, that's going back almost 20 years ago. What would happen is that I could go down the road, like I said, in a taxi. The taxi fare would cost me like $6 to get down the road from me, and
Oh,
then I
yeah.
could do all my grocery shopping, come back home and still have change from $200. All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Yeah.
I'll be lucky if I could step foot into it's called Drake's, that's the one that's down the road from me. It's a South Australian store. And what would happen is that would
Butter
really
is
piss me off
insane
now.
here.
Hey, yes,
Butter
butter
is
is very
insane.
expensive now.
Yes, I agree. I actually have to use butter for a lot of my cooking because I'm keto, and I know, but keto substitutes carbohydrates with um,
Yeah, see, for me personally, when I
fat.
lived with my ex before my current ex, we would do I'd do certain cooking for him because of his health reasons. I'm not going to go into detail because he happens to listen in, which I seriously doubt he would. But I used to do his cooking a certain way. Like they say, if you want to cook fish, dry fry it, which basically means no oil, no water, no nothing at the bottom of the pan. It's just basically a
Hey,
good quality. Huh?
uh, no, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Never mind.
Yeah.
I saw a comment
Okay.
in chat and I was wondering if an argument was breaking out, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Um,
Yeah.
like I said, I used to be able to do his cooking and my brother's cooking. All three, like I'd cook mine and my brother's a little bit more unhealthy. But what would happen is, like as I was saying, I used to be able to do a fortnight worth of food shop, which is every 2 weeks, or at least a month at a time for freezer stuff. And it would be good because I used to be able to go down there with my ex's share of his rent, my brother, because the rent would all come out of my account. So I'd get my brother's share, my ex's share, and then I would go do shopping with that. And with whatever was left over from my pay, that was my free money, so to speak. And I used to be able to, like I said, go down to Drake's for with $200 in my hand, and I would actually have about nearly a trolley full of bags. You go into shops these days and you'll be lucky, and I'm not saying this to sound like a smart ass, but you'll be lucky if you could even walk out with 3 bags of shopping for less than $150.
Oh yeah.
Whether you're buying generic brand or not. Like I remember when you used to be able to buy. Sorry, go on. What?
Well, it's just a comment in chat by.
Yeah, exactly. Milk and bread is nearly $10.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to address. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous because I can't have just white bread. The only way I can have white bread is if it's toast and it's got eggs on top of it. That's the only way I can eat white bread. Otherwise, I have to go to the, I think it's I want to say the Tip Top brand, which is white bread, but I think it's white bread. And it's got all these seeds and grains in it, and I can eat that.
High
and
grain, yeah.
It's ridiculous. That's like nearly $7 a loaf now.
Oh, it is.
So I stay away from bread as much as I can.
Oh, me too. But you see, you're supposed, with my medical condition, you're supposed to be able to eat wholemeal bread that's high fiber. And I've gone there and I've eaten wholemeal bread, but sometimes there's like 10 grams sugar or carbohydrate difference, even though they both say wholemeal bread.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous how much Yeah, it's like, and I even said this the other day, and as I was in the shopping centre, and they see if I go shopping, I'm the kind of person that if I see something that is ridiculously priced, I'm not the kind of person who would just go, "That's expensive." I will actually turn to my brother, and he could be about, say, 5 or 6 steps away from me, and we're going, "What the actual fuck?" And Andy's all like, "Well, what?" I said, "Like, I love my continental chicken tonight simmer sauces. I love them all. But my main one I love is the creamy mushroom one." Pardon?
Those sauces are full. They're the ones that you got to watch the sugar for, aren't
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying is that if I get, say, the creamy mushroom one, I like that. I can use, like, when I cook it all up, attempt to cut up my chicken the best way I can, put a jar of the sauce at the bottom, chuck the chicken in, and then chuck another jar on top, put the lid on, forget about it. And then I serve it over steamed or microwave brown rice. So I'm doing something okay. But the thing is, though, is that the jars of the chicken tonight stuff used to be $2.50 a jar. And then out of nowhere, they went back up to $5 a jar, and then did that for a little while, and then they reduced them, and now they're $3.60 a jar. And that might seem like, oh, that's not much of an increase, but when they put things up, it is ridiculous how they think that people are still going to be able to afford to, say, feed their excuse me, feed their families, feed themselves, and do it comfortably. Like, I would love one day to be able to go into my local supermarket and buy absolutely every single thing I'm going to need for the next month. I would absolutely love to be able to do that. And I used to be able to do that. I can't these days. And that's why and there's times when I'm in so much pain with my eyes or my hands or both. And that's why sometimes when I say to people, hey, if you want to buy me dinner, PayPal me. Because I joke around about it because I don't want people that tune into my chats to actually know seriously how much pain I'm in. Because I don't want people to think I'm doing it for sympathy. I don't want people to think I'm trying to guilt people into doing something they don't want to do. I'm in pain. Like right now, I'm in so much pain that this live was nearly cancelled. That's how much pain I'm in now at this very present moment with my hands.
Oh, and that's also. Why didn't you tell me?
Pardon?
Well, why didn't you tell me that?
Because when I was talking to you about thinking of going live, my hands were fine. They were not fine, but they weren't hurting as much. You know what I mean? Like I could pick up my phone, play a game on my phone, my hands were fine. But then when it was about 2 minutes, about 5 to 7, my mum rang me and I'm like, Mum, I'm about to go live. She goes, oh, okay, I'll try my hardest to tune in. I'm just eating my dinner. I'm like, you don't have to type in chat, Mum. You can just go into there and listen. It's all good. Oh, yeah, but I want to give you my full attention. Oh, Jesus. But you know what I mean? Like, I can't explain to people my pain levels because it's like trying to explain. It's like taking a Band-Aid to a shark attack person. Saying, oh, you've lost your leg, but hang on a sec, here's a Band-Aid. It doesn't, it won't fucking work. And so I don't know how to explain and describe what the pain feels like. It's, how can I'm trying to think of the best way that everyone that's in chat at the moment or everyone that watches this on replay can actually somehow relate to it. Okay, all of you, this is the best thing I can say how difficult life is for me at the moment. Sit on your hand for about half an hour, wait till it is completely numb. It sounds really graphic, but hey, bear with me. Sit on your hand for about half an hour to an hour, and then when it's still numb, go try and pick up a knife. All right? And try and cut a lettuce up. But sit on both hands. All right? And then with one, try and grip like an iceberg lettuce, and with the other hand, try and grip a knife and cut that lettuce up. Or a tomato, whatever you want to call it. Try and cut vegetables up, or even chicken thigh. Try cutting that up. And I can almost guarantee you none of you will be able to do it without feeling as though that, it hurts. It's just you can't grip anything.
You know what's bad, though, is part of the damage you get as a diabetic is nerve damage. Yeah. So sometimes I can cut my finger and not feel it for like 25 minutes, and suddenly,
that's exactly what happened to me with my thumb.
Hand red?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me a few weeks back when I was my hands were feeling fine. Everything was great that day. So I thought, all right, I'm on a tight budget. I'm going to go cook up these sausages. They're called shabaps, which is basically like mincemeat, but it has this really nice taste to it. And I cut those up, chucked them through some 2-minute noodles with some bok choy, and there's a meal for me. And if I have it at lunchtime, it fills me up for the rest of the day, even though the noodles aren't the best option. But when you're on a tight budget, they're good. Anyway, so what happened is I was cutting them up, and then I thought my hand that I was gripping the knife with started locking up on me, and so I had to put the knife down, put one of those plate covers that you put over things to stop mosquitoes and all that.
Fly covers.
Yes, those things over what I was cutting up, and then I went to go lie down, and I didn't. Same with you, like you can cut your finger and not even realize. I cut my thumb and I didn't even know. Wow. And what happened is, and then when the feeling in my left hand, the one that was operated on, once the feeling came back and all that sort of shit, I was like, something feels weird. So I went into the bathroom. I actually had my hand had actually locked up, and so my hand was cupped, and I actually had a pool of blood in the palm of my hand that had actually coagulated.
Yeah.
And the only way I noticed it is because when I went to go and said, okay, I'm feeling lightheaded, this is bullshit. And at this time, my fan was a little bit on the fritz. And it turns out it's okay because, for whatever reason. And I went and turned on the shower so I could have a cold shower just to try and hydrate my body and shit. And that's when I noticed my whole left forearm, from my palm or from my thumb down towards my elbow, was pretty much had like all these blood streaks from where it happened, and in the middle of my hand was like a big pool of coagulated blood because I didn't feel myself cut my finger. Oh, my thumb, sorry. I didn't feel it at all.
Oh, did
my mum's not in here, I don't think, Tracy. Sorry, Jody, but I'll let her know you say hello. But it's just, for me, it's frustrating because it's like when people say, when I ask for recipe ideas, people are like, oh, you can do this, this, and this, and this. It's really easy. And I'm like,
no, it isn't.
I look around the room when even if it's just a text message and people go, you can do this, it's really easy. And I'm just there going, I love you all so, so much, but fuck off. It's easy for you because your hands aren't like, there are some people in here that do have arthritis and all that sort of shit, but I'm not eligible for any kind of help with those things because I don't have arthritis. I've had scans on my hand, and they say there's absolutely nothing wrong with your left hand. I've had nerve tests on my right hand. They say they want to operate on that one as well, and it's just like, do I really want to risk it for a biscuit, as they say? And I'll be honest with all of you, I don't. I don't want to risk it because at the moment, like I had to, so far I've been going for over an hour, and I have switched hands with my phone at least 50 times because I'm in that much pain at the moment. But I don't want to let you all down by, if I have a live scheduled, I don't want to let you guys down by saying, oh, it's been postponed because of, I'm not feeling well. And I just leave it at that. Now, if people message me and go, oh, well, why didn't you go live? And I'll be like, oh, I just wasn't feeling well. I'm not going to turn around and tell them, which is now what I'm doing, telling them the truth that, oh, well, I couldn't actually pick up my phone to actually click the go live button. Because when my hand goes numb, I can't feel my hand at all, or my hands, I should say. I can't feel them. And it's really fucking annoying. It's even worse, though, that when you try and wash your hair and your hands go numb as you're washing your hair. Amongst where you've got long hair like I do, and as I'm guessing Mac does, because longer hair, what I mean by is below anything below the ear. So anyone who has longer hair than that, if your hand locks up as you're washing your hair, and your hair's a little bit knotty, you've got to try and figure out a way to get your hand out of your knotted hair and actually then find a way to turn off the shower so you're not wasting water, because I get water bills too. I've got to figure out all of that. So I've got to wait until, like, basically I have money in my account, which these days is not very often. But I used to, when I first got told I had carpal tunnel, I'll be spending like $50 a fortnight, or a week, I should say, just to try and find someone who can actually help me. A salon up the road from me actually offered me a deal that they'll do a certain amount of washing of my hair, but I can't afford to keep going back there for them to wash my hair.
Yep.
Fuck that. No way. They charge $45 just to wash hair these days.
That's
So
ridiculous.
I have to go sometimes nearly a week without washing my hair because I'm in so much fucking pain. And it's frustrating. And that's when people go, what? Like I can't remember who it was, but I had someone, I think it was my mum. She goes, why have you created yet another Amazon wish list? And I told her, I said, because I need help with some of those things that are on there, because with like the electric can opener, I can't open non-pull, and even the pull ring ones are fucking hard. They used to be easy as fuck, but now they're not. So there's like an electric can opener there, battery operated fucking salt and pepper things, because I can't grip the salt and pepper shakers I have to twist them to get salt and pepper out of the fucking things.
Then I'll go, like, on that
What?
topic, don't you hate it when, the pull cans that have that tab
Oh,
where
the
you...
pull ring, and then the ring snaps off.
Yeah, I've noticed that has happened
Oh, fucking hell. If I
more
had $10 every
recently.
time that happened to me, I'd be able to pay every single fucker. I shouldn't say fucker. Every single person who's ever donated to me on PayPal since having carpal tunnel. If I had $10 every time that happened to me, I would be able to pay every single person that has ever donated to me 3 times over.
Wow.
Well, maybe not 3 times. I'd say probably twice over. And it's frustrating because it's just like you're doing all the right things. You're lifting up, but that thing's a fucking bitch to try and lift to start with. So I'm there with my metal spoon, trying to grip that and try and grip the can. That's difficult for me, And like I said, so when people come across as, oh, this recipe is so easy, can a 3-year-old do it? Probably not. Well, then guess what? I can't.
Oh no. Oh no. Tammy's gone. Tammy dropped off. Get a care. Tammy, where'd you go? Okay, so, yeah. Paisley, you made a comment about,
Myself.
SW making up illnesses. That's part of the MLM scam. that's it. It's just how it's a MLMs. I'm pretty sure they're illegal here in Australia, but I don't know that they want you to use your kids and illnesses as props to sell product. And once you're in that cycle, it's really hard to get out.
Yeah, and in answer to your question, Kitty Witty, I have applied for NDIS at least fucking 6 times, and as they put in the letter, I am not a viable candidate due to the fact that my issues can be solved by surgery. I try explaining
What?
to them, huh? Pardon?
What?
Yeah, I'm not a
There's no
viable
way they
candidate.
can be.
It's absolute
Actually, how are they
bullshit.
supposed to fix your eyes like with surgery? I'm sorry, they can't. There's no guarantees.
Oh, with my eyes, okay, with my left eye, I'm on the waiting list for a corneal transplant. That's going to clear up my vision a bit there. As far as for the right eye, it's still quite blurry. I don't know how they can fix that. These drops are actually helping a lot more because I'm able to read chat a little bit better. But, excuse me, as far as getting any kind of help, like I said, from NDIS, no. Excuse me. And with my hands, they see it as that. When I rang and asked them again about it, they go, "Oh, well, we've heard a lot of success stories in regards to corrective surgery that has been conducted for people with carpal tunnel. So we, as they put it, we assume that it can be fixed by a surgery." And I'm like, well, I had my surgery on my hand over, I think, a year and a half or so ago. And guess what? My hand on my left side is
What?
actually worse than it was before I had the surgery.
Oh, NDIS is
So
a joke. A
yeah, it's
fucking joke.
NDI. But the thing that makes me so like, I understand that there are people out there who generally need the help, like I do, but I'm
Oh, there are
obviously not
people
one of them.
who have died waiting for help from the NDIS.
Well, that's just it, because it's like there are people out there who get NDIS that are how this is going to sound like such a bitch, and I don't mean it to be. There are people out there who are in a 2-income household. There's a mummy and a daddy and grown children, and then a younger child who, say, for example, has Asperger's, right? And I don't mean this in any disrespect. Those children get the funding for NDIS. Meanwhile, their mummy and their daddy work, and there's countless people that can help that child around the house. Me, on the other hand, I get absolutely not even a fucking blink at, because I can't, like, there's so many places around here in Adelaide that do NDIS approved meals. And there's this one place, it's called, what's it called? I can't remember, I'm not going to say the name of it because it will kind of give away where I'm living. But they do pre-made meals, and they're like 7 for $69, then $10 delivery. That's a bit steep for me, but still. But yeah, if you're NDIS approved, you get the meals for $5.49, and it's like, well, can you guys like help me at all? Like, please, I really, really need the help. Oh, we can't do them for any cheaper than what you're getting with that deal. So I actually, the other day, I went to this one place that, luckily for me, I need to try and get more to see me through, but time will tell how I can get that money. Coles and Woolworths sometimes do these specials with these meals, and it's called on the menu. And they sometimes do, in the smaller portions, they do like 4 for $15. And when I had some extra money recently, I went and bought quite a few of those. And then the other day when I was at Coles, Woolworths, I went in there and I bought myself some, some curries and stuff like that in the Woolworths brand. And they're really watery and disgusting, but I had no choice. And then a friend of mine who works at this place called Pasta Chef, she was able to deliver 2 quite large lasagnas for me and all that sort of stuff. And I said, well, if you're going to deliver them for me, is there any way possible you can cut them up for me? And that way, when I get them here, all I have to do is basically open the thing and then put them into separate containers and freeze them. She did that, and I don't know, I think they must have been ones that didn't turn out great because they were disgusting. But anywho, I'm just
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Tammy. I mean,
Gypsy Rose, as far as I'm aware, I do believe she's able to get paid for what she talks about. Because she's on parole, but she's basically, once this year is up, or these 2 years or whatever is up, she can go anywhere in the world she wants to fucking go. Now, personally, I think Gypsy Rose should have just re-entered society and kept her mouth shut. Sorry if I'm out of line for saying that. I'm just rehashing that NDIS, a bunch of fuckwits, has actually made me quite pissed off. Sounds horrible, but like I said, it just, like I get help now from the Baptist church. They help me by doing an hour cleaning here once a month, so I'm very thankful for that. But as far as trying to find someone who can actually help me with with meal prep, no, I haven't found anyone who's wanting to help me with that yet. But even if I do get help with that, what's frustrating is that I can't even. What?
Can I make a suggestion though? Because NDIS is government wording, and I'm sorry, no matter what they say on their website, their forms are just bullshit. Have you tried getting someone to help you with your application, Tammy?
Oh, I've tried. I've asked my advocate, but she's just here just to basically blow smoke, and I can barely understand her. But when I ask, she's come with me to my GP and all that sort of stuff, and she's actually helped me fill out all the appropriate forms at least twice. And the thing that pisses me off, though, they go, "Oh, we're going to send you an email back, and we're going to." And here's the thing: I put in the form that I can't see things clearly, right? And they're going to go, "We're going to put a small X next to where you have to get this seen to and looked at." And I'm like, "You're going to send a form back to somebody who can hardly see 2 feet in front of her, and you're going to put small little X's next to where she has to correct what is written there. Are you fucking kidding me? That's like saying, I'm going to take you out, a lady out on a boat. Well, she's got her time of the month. Then I'm going to say, happy swimming back to shore, love. Meanwhile, there's sharks circling my boat. Fucking idiots.
Yep. No, I'm sorry. NDIS is just blah.
Exactly. And it's frustrating because, like I said, and like I said, I'm like, as you all know, I've been called a beggar and Miss PayPal. But if I say to someone, look, I can't afford to.
Yes, Jody, she's actually already done a book. You can actually purchase it off Amazon. I don't know why you would, but yes, you can purchase it.
See, personally, I don't understand why there's people out there who commit crimes, do bad things, and all that sort of shit, and they get treated like they're saints.
Because she was the victim. I didn't exactly see her turning down those trips to Disneyland and to meet Harry Potter. Come on, exactly. She was intelligent. She knew what was going on. She knew she could have escaped if she wanted to.
I think she had more knowledge of what was going on, and I reckon the reason that she killed her mum or had someone kill her mum is because Dee Dee wasn't, as I said before, Dee Dee wasn't a well woman. So you think about it. Once Dee Dee's gone, Gypsy would then be put into a ward of a fucking carers facility, and her truth would have come out then. But what better way? Go to jail, claim you're innocent of all charges, come out, tell your story how your mother suffered from Munchausen by proxy, and then make more money.
She did. I'm not even sure if she did anymore. I mean, yeah,
Jody.
It's just, I'm not even sure if she did suffer that anymore. I mean, we hear all this stuff, but where's the receipts? Where's the receipts that we know for sure that Dee Dee was deliberately abusing her? Like,
exactly. Where are the chains that were supposedly firmly on Gypsy's bed so that she wouldn't escape? Because she only escaped about, I think it was less than a year before Dee Dee was killed. She said that she tried to escape. Dee Dee got it, took her back home, and then chained her to the bed. These chains were supposedly fastened to
that
Gypsy's
sounds
bed.
like bull. Ugh.
So, and where were all the marks? Every time you were out and about with your mum after you supposedly escaped that time,
Hey,
you're
Tony,
wearing
I'll be
short
right
sleeve
back.
tops there, Gypsy.
The dog's barking to be let out. So just give me a sec. I'll be back.
I just find it all very, very, very smelly at the fact that she reckons all these things happened to her. And like I said, if she was chained to the bed, where are the chain marks? Even if she was wearing long sleeve tops at the time, when they would have, like, if they were on as tight as she claims, there would have been some kind of bruising on her. So I don't know. I actually have to. No, not yet. I'll do it in a sec. I was going to say I've got to switch over my phone to my tablet. But I just think personally that Gypsy wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit her on that nose of hers. And by the looks of this, that nose, it's been bitten quite a few times. I just don't think Gypsy. I'm sorry if you're trying to talk, Mac. Just remember you've muted yourself. I don't think personally that, like, because apparently, what was it? I think it was the night that Dee Dee was killed. She was heard saying, or she said to her daughter as she was going off to bed, she goes, "Oh, don't kill me." But why would she have the need to say that to Gypsy if Gypsy hadn't attempted to do it before? Because at the end of the day, Dee Dee's not alive to say that, oh, yeah, Gypsy tried to kill me a few times, only this time she had help. Now, you got to keep in mind, guys, with what I'm saying about Gypsy and stuff is stuff that I've just seen. I haven't actually gone, excuse me, I haven't actually gone up and beyond to research this case. So if I'm actually out of line and saying anything that's not how you guys have heard it, then please feel free to tell me, because otherwise I won't know. But this is, I should start doing lives if I could talk to Ozzy about it and say, do the Gypsy Rose After Dark special where everyone can say what they really think about it. And that's fine. But like I said, I just don't think that Dee Dee deserved to be to die. I don't think anyone that is murdered deserves that. And I might be just really stupid in thinking that. But again, that's just my opinion, guys. Excuse me. That was a bit loud, wasn't it? I'm so sorry, guys. Hey, Bru. But no, like I said, I just want people to understand that, you know, I have sought as much help that I could honestly try and find. And unfortunately, I'm not eligible for any personal actual help. And it sucks because, like I said before we got back onto Gypsy Rose, I struggle quite a lot. And I get no kind of help. But there's people out there who can, like when my brother goes to me, when I'm talking to him sometimes on the phone and he talks and stuff and he says stuff to me. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Because you hear chop, chop, chop. And he goes, oh, I'm just chopping up vegetables for my dinner tonight. And then he turns around and goes, oh, and what are you having? I'm like, nothing. Because well, you've got, and my mum says the same things, you've got to eat. And I'm like, I know that. But sometimes, believe it or not, it's not fucking easy. Mac, you're muted, dear. Just letting Mac know in case she forgot and she started talking. I think she's got to let her dog out because he was barking. But yeah. I just want everybody in here to know that I'm very thankful to each and every one of you that has stuck by me since having my channel. You know, it means it, like I said last night, it does mean a lot to me that I have some loyal people in here, you know, like Jody, Chick Tracy, Kitty Witty, Mac J, who has disappeared from, and Paisley. All of you are absolutely incredible people, and I am eternally thankful to every single one of you who has actually stood by me and listened to me rant, rave about how I'm in pain all the time. Because at the end of the day, there's no way, like I said, to try and describe the pain level of what it feels like. It's a very, very difficult thing to try and explain to people. But I actually have to go, guys. I'm so sorry, but this pain's just getting a bit too much, and it's 20 to 9 at night. And I've got to be up extra early to be at my mum's house by 10 a.m. because I have to take her. I don't have to, she's asked me to the hospital tomorrow because she had her eye surgery. Hers wasn't a corneal transplant, but hers was something else. But yeah, I've got to take her to the hospital tomorrow morning, so I have to be up extra early. And I just realised I shouldn't have drunk that Mountain Dew Energizer drink, but oh well, I'll sleep fine. Energy drinks don't keep me awake. I'm very lucky. But anyway, guys, hang on, sorry. But like I said, thank you each and every one of you that comes in here and shows me support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of you have a special place in my heart. And yeah. Well, I've got to wait for Mac to come back so I can say see her to her. I don't want her to think I just abandoned her. But thank you, everybody. Like I said, like if there was a way I could thank each and every person who has ever shown me support, I would. But I don't have all the people. But yeah, I am thinking of doing I want to do like a raffle kind of thing where it's like, no, I'm not going to do that because that's just stupid. But no, I want people to, like I said, if you can think of any cheap, easy recipes, feel free to email them to me. But keep in mind, there are going to be times when I can't even make myself my zucchini slice this week because I just can't. I can't afford all the ingredients because I had to pay for my skip and my cleaner this week, like my actual cleaner. So, night, Tracy. Sweet dreams, honey. And thank you for everything. All right, I'm actually going to cut this off because, like I said, I need to get some sleep. Okay, guys, all of you take care and know that I appreciate all of you. And I will be back maybe tomorrow night. And Mac J and I will talk more about Gypsy Rose and all that sort of stuff. It all depends how tired I get after helping my mum get from A to B tomorrow. All right, guys. So, like I said yesterday, just be true to yourselves. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't achieve a goal because every goal each and every one of you have, I'm sure you can obtain it, just like I can. Even though it's been 3 years of being in pain, and the NDIS people still won't touch me. But if anyone has got any ideas of what I can do, but just know that I'm based in South Australia, so my rules here in my hometown might be different from what yours are in your hometown, even if you live within Australia. So all of you take care. Stay cool or stay cold. If it's hot weather where you are, stay cold. Stay hydrated. Stay healthy. And stay whoever you want to be. And providing that you're respectful to me, please stay that way. All right, guys. So until next time, maybe tomorrow, maybe a week from now. We'll see how we go. Take care. Loves to you all. Hugs to all of you. And until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye-bye.